Welcome back to another episode of Offseason Fun with your host, the Hammer and Skinny. I,
Dude, you're. I'm skinny domestic.
I'm Marcus.
You're just Marcus.
The Hammer Mary.
Okay, I was like, I don't know what's going on right now, dude. Your eyes are hilarious. Like,
After I get done
yeah,
shotgunning?
dude,
Yep.
just so good. All right, guys. Well, today is the day. Officially, the NFL draft is tonight, but we're recording now, so it's tomorrow for us. But tonight, I'll just say use it in that text.
It's movie magic.
We will be having a live watch party on the YouTube, so make sure if you haven't, like and subscribe, follow us, all that. We'll have it up probably like 5 or 10 minutes before the draft.
Wait. So, Skinny, question for you. Will people be able to watch the draft while have our watch party?
We won't have the draft in it. It's a watch party for a reason. We'll react to picks, and if you want to watch the actual draft,
okay.
you have to turn that on on another device.
Wow,
But you can join us.
Terrible.
You can join us if you don't want to watch the draft and just want to look at our beautiful faces and drink beers with us. And we're gonna have like a draft drinking game going on. So for certain things, it's not like crazy because we'll be drinking already, but.
That's true.
Yeah, I'll probably have the stream. We'll probably have the stream started like 5 or 10 minutes before the actual draft starts at 7. So like 6:50, 6:55 ish is when we'll have it up and going. We'll be on the whole first round. So until it ends, we will be on. I imagine there will be a lot of beer consumed, a lot of talking. Like there's 10 minutes between picks, so you gotta all that good stuff. But make sure to tune into that tomorrow. So we're just gonna get into it for the pod. There's a lot. We got news. We have UFL. We have some draft coverage. We have bad betting. We got it. You name it. We're gonna give you a good episode. And then again, stay tuned in tonight later for the draft watch party. For that fun shenanigans. So do you have any news written down, or do you want to get us started?
I do.
Okay, go ahead and get us started on the news, like always. And
Colts. Colts signed DeForest Buckner to a 2-year, $46 million extension. Dude's great. He's getting old, but he's a pretty solid defensive tackle in the league. So I don't hate the move. The Colts are kind of I would still consider them like a year or two away from contending. They looked good last year, but I just want to see where no. Why am I blanking? Richardson.
AR-15. Anthony Richardson.
Oh, Anthony. I wanted to say Sam. I was like, it's not Sam Richardson. Anthony Richardson, yeah. AR-15, correct. But we'll have to see where they go. But I like it. He's a solid piece. He's above average, once elite defensive tackle in the league. So
yeah, I think it's worth the money. He's produced.
It's not a lot.
Him. Yeah, he's produced for him. He'll continue to do that for him. And like you said, they're another like year or two away from like truly contending. So
Eagles are extending Devontae Smith to a 3-year, $74 million contract with 51 guaranteed. So it just shows how much he means to that Eagles team. I mean, he is. I know that what's his nuts is like your lead receiver,
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown, dude. I tell you, off season I am terrible with names. Like it's once we get to fantasy season, I'm like AJ Brown, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. Like I'm like hitting them off, but like once we get to off season, dude, I forget it all. It's like I have no room for that. But AJ Brown is like a top 10, top 5 maybe receiver in the NFL. But I really think Devontae Smith is eventually going to surpass him. I think that he's a better receiver, and I think he's really good. So
allegedly, he's packed on some weight. He's up to like 190 pounds, so he's added 10 to 15. Yeah, 10 to 15 pounds. That'll be crazy to see.
That's a
I
lot
don't
of
know
weight.
about that.
Dolphins exercise their fifth-year options on Jalen Waddle and Jalen Phillips. Um,
I like
Jalen
both.
Waddle, another guy that Tyreek Hill said that he was going to retire once his contract expired with the Dolphins. So he's someone that is going to be a number one here soon. He's another good receiver, kind of similar to Tyreek Hill, very fast. And Jalen Phillips is a really good linebacker. So
Yeah,
I like them
had a
both.
promising season until he tore his Achilles.
Yeah. Um, Chargers signed J.K. Dobbins. So they have Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins now, don't they? So they basically are like they're like the Ravens backfield
Yeah.
last year
Uh,
till J.K. tore his ACL. So I like it. I don't. I have a feeling that they might get like Blake Corum in the draft. I just have a feeling that's like
I
gonna
f- I
happen.
feel like they're gonna draft a guy and then have two like Dobbins could, if he stays healthy, he could clearly be their number one. Gus is always, Gus has shown promise, and then you get a younger guy to go with
Yeah.
it. It'll be interesting to see how that backfield
No, I
goes
love
because you
Gus
because
Edwards. Gus Edwards.
Harbaugh loves to run the ball, so it'll be interesting to see like what the usage is for whatever running backs they do end up having.
Hmm. Andy Reid did get a contract extension. I didn't get the numbers on that, but obviously he's right now since Bill Belichick's out, he's the best coach in the NFL, and I don't think anyone else is anywhere close to him right now. He's good. He's winning Super Bowls. He really, honestly, the Kansas City Chiefs are having that Patriot dynasty feel right now with
Yeah,
everything that they're doing.
especially like,
Um,
and it's kind of like the whole like Tom Brady thing where he didn't have crazy receivers, for parts of it, and Patty
mhm.
Mahomes is going through that now, right? Everybody was like, doesn't have receivers, not going to win, and he takes them to the Super Bowl and wins back to back with literally like nobody at receiver.
Yeah, so I like it. Also, Amon-Ra St. Brown got a huge contract extension. I want to say how many years was it? I don't have the numbers either, but I saw
So
it
it's
was like 4 year,
year,
100, right?
120 million, 77 guaranteed. It now officially makes him the highest paid wide receiver in the league.
Big money. It's too much for him. Though.
Yep. And the only thing that's going to happen now
Too
is
much.
JJ's price probably just got a little bit higher. Um, Guys like Jamar Chase, like
Mm-hmm.
some of those guys where you probably think of as, I mean, JJ clearly being is the best wide receiver in the league, but like guys like Jamar Chase who could probably say is better than St. Brown, type thing.
Mm-hmm.
His asking price is going to go like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that the Eagles signed Smith when they did
Devontae Smith, once they did, yeah. I
because
agree.
otherwise his price would have been maybe a little bit more. And
Here's the
this,
thing, though. Amon Ra is better than Smith, I would say right now.
yeah,
But how much better though is the question. Like I would say Amon Ra to me is a top 10 guy, not a top 5 guy. So I would say I just think it was a lot. 30
yeah,
mil a year. He's probably a guy that you could get closer to 20 mil a year and still be happy. But I mean, good for the guy because Amon Ra St. Brown, he is one of those receivers that I always pick on fantasy. Like that's who I'm going for once I need a wide receiver. It's him and CeeDee Lamb because they're just target monsters. Obviously, CeeDee Lamb's in a different
yeah,
category than Amon Ra, but
yeah.
Amon Ra's a really good player.
Well,
So
the other
I'm
one
excited.
too is what happens when the, like in terms of this, like St. Brown's doing this without like an actual number two receiver. Like if the
Yeah,
Lions find a legit number two, draft, sign, trade, whatever they end up doing, if they get a legit number two, you know, what does
it
St.
doesn't
Brown's?
matter.
What does St.
I don't
Brown's?
think
You don't think his stats would be impacted much? Because like he's
if
getting
anything.
he's getting like Devonte Adam type targets
Yes, he
because
is, but
nobody else is
Skinny,
there.
it's hard. It's hard with these receivers. Cooper Cup, Amon-Ra St. Brown. These guys that play in the slot that are really,
Yeah,
really good. It's so hard to get someone. You're not going to get Sauce Gardner in the slot. You know what I mean? You're not
yeah,
going to
that's
get
true. Yeah.
You're not going to get. I'm not going to. I know he's been out of the league for a long time. You're not going to get your elite Richard Shermans, your Josh Normans once he was elite. All those corners that go in there. You're not going to get Alexander. What's his name for the Packers?
Oh, Jair Alexander.
Jair Alexander. You're not going to get those guys in the slot. So it's like if you get a receiver that is elite and you put him in the slot, that is the easiest position to get open. I 100% will say
Yeah.
that, especially.
I would
I
agree.
think about people like Wes Welker who were catching a million of passes. Like if you get people that are good athletes and that are like, top 10 in the league, like they're gonna make the money in there. And Cooper Kupp was the best receiver for 2-3 years just playing in the slot. So
Yeah. I think his production goes down if they get another guy. If they do. I mean, that's the...
Puka's legit though. Puka
No.
doesn't have to.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about like with
Oh,
St. Brown because like
I agree. I think his production goes way down because they already have Sam Laporta, who is by far right now might be the best tight end in the league. Like he just is. He's really that good. He had such a good rookie year for a tight end that it was insane. Because he broke Kittle's record, didn't he, or whoever's record? I think it was Kittle.
I believe so.
I think it was Kittle, but he broke the record. So like they're one piece away, and Jamison Williams has been good. He's looked good last year. He had flashes.
Oh, Mike Ditka has the most rookie receiving yards.
Oh, he didn't beat it. Did he beat it though?
Mm.
How many yards was it?
It says Sam Laporta finished with 889. Ditka was over 1,000. Kyle Pitts was over 1,000.
Oh, really? He only had 889. I thought that he had more.
Let me just double check.
Yeah, I thought that he did get hurt though for a week or two, so maybe that affected it. But I thought he went over 1,000. George Kittle has the most all time.
Yeah, no, he had 889, 86
Really?
catches, 10 touchdowns.
How many games did he play last year?
Was it? He started 14, played in 17.
Oh, so he didn't start
He didn't start all three. He didn't start three. I think it was like the first 3 games he didn't start or something or whatever.
But still, I mean, 900 yards receiving for a rookie tight end is good, and there's not that many tight ends that go over 1,000. You're talking about like Travis Kelce, elite level if you're getting up there.
Oh yeah,
Even Kittle.
Yeah.
How many did Kittle go for last year?
1,020. Kittle went
Because I think Travis Kelce. Yeah, look it up. I know it's wasting time, but I just want to see who I'm
Travis
interested.
Kelce put up 984. Kittle put up
Way less
1,020. Oh yeah.
Oh, so
Kittle had 6 touchdowns. Travis had 5 touchdowns. Laporta had 10 touchdowns. Let's go look at Hawkinson real quick.
Hawkinson was close to 1,000. Hawkinson might have led everyone, to be honest.
He had 960 yards and 5 touchdowns. So I think Laporta had the most touchdowns as a tight end.
Yeah, and think about with Hawkinson too. He got hurt.
Yeah.
He was hurt. He was hurt halfway through the year, or not halfway through the year, but towards the end of this year. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But still, regardless, they're one piece away from having like a top 10 receiver core or pass catchers. Plus the running backs are. I didn't like David Montgomery that much, but him and Gibbs were a great combo. Worked way better than Swift did with Jamal Adams, or not Jamal Adams, Jamal Williams. So I don't know. That team's got a lot to look forward to, but I think that means Jared Goff's out. Sooner rather than later, because how are you going to pay a guy $30 million a year and sign Jared Goff to probably more than that or somewhere around that?
Yeah. Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, Hendon Hooker. And that's all I have. So if you
Okay.
have any more news,
Yeah, I have a bunch of news. CJ Uzmazah, tight end, signed with the Eagles. So we got another decent.
backup tight end,
Yeah.
he's okay. Yeah,
49ers sign former Colts DB Rocky Sin. I
I
didn't
saw that. That's good.
didn't look at the stats. Speaking of St. Brown, Equanimous, is that how you say his first name? His brother. He
Oh yeah,
signs with the Saints.
the former Bear.
We had a couple retirees. Christian Kirksey retires as a Brown, and Rashard Higgins also retiring as a Brown. Both
Oh,
signed.
Matt Ryan too.
Oh, I wasn't done yet. And
Oh, okay.
then Matty Ice retires. Is he a Hall of Famer?
No,
I agree.
my Hall of Fame threshold's way higher than a lot of people. Like I for a long time was like, this Eli Manning was iffy for me. I do believe he is
Eli
now.
will get in because of the 2 Super Bowl MVPs and 2 Super Bowl rings. Matty Ice has 1 MVP. He's not getting in. So
I'd make the argument now that I think Kirk Cousins has had a more accomplished career besides MVP than Matt Ryan has.
could probably look at
Or
it. And
close.
it's got to be very similar. Maybe
Yeah.
not as many yards because Matty Ice
No.
could fucking threw the fuck out of the ball. But yeah, you'd have
Matty
to
Ice
look.
also started in 2007.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you look, if
2009.
we, I'll just do this real quick.
Yeah, Skinny, look it up, Skinny. I mean, and Kirk Cousins didn't start the first 3 years of his career either, or first 2.5 ish, because Kirk's a hustler, baby.
So he's played 100 and or Kirk's played 150 games. Matt Ryan's played 234 games.
So 70 more or
Yeah.
80 more.
Let's go criteria, and let's change this by seasons.
I guarantee you, Kirk's up there. Kirk is literally the epitome of a stat monster because he's always 100 or around that 4,000 yard mark and always 30 plus touchdowns. So he's like, it's hard to beat.
I'm gonna do
that
their
a lot.
first 10 years just to kind of compare it, and then maybe I'll change it. But
Sorry?
from 10 years going into their 11th season, whatever, we'll see what it looks like, and then maybe I need to like change it because Matt Ryan also kind of fell off the last couple of years too.
But Kirk also didn't start his first couple of years either.
Yeah,
So
he played.
okay.
He played in. So in the first 10 years, Matt Ryan played in 174 games. Kirk played in 142. So
Okay. So
30.
we're talking about 30 more games.
So two season difference.
2 seasons, yeah.
Um.
So you would imagine at least 6,000 yard difference in
Yeah.
passing.
So passing
At minimum.
yards, Matty Ice is at 46.7. Kirk's at 37.1. So let's say we'll add. Hold on. What was? Let me grab the calculator. Because his average per game is 261.5 during that time. So times it by 16. So we add another 4,100. So he'd be at like 41, just about 41,000. So about 5,000 yards less. They average about the same per attempt at 7.5 and 7.6. He's got 40 some less passing touchdowns. About 20 some less interceptions, had a better rushing rate. Yeah, I would say for the most part, and then through the only differences between their first 4 seasons was Matt Ryan has an All-Pro, an MVP, and an Offensive Player of the Year. AP Offensive Player of the Year. Like, they both have 4 Pro Bowls through the first 10 seasons.
Yeah. Well, and Matt Ryan didn't get his Pro Bowl his first 4 years though, or his MVP his first 4 years. Didn't he get it like he got his MVP 2017,
Yeah.
2016,
So
right?
yeah, I mean, yeah, for the most
And he
part,
was in the league for 6, 7 years at that point.
yeah. So pretty much the only difference is uh, the MVP and All Pro. I mean, after other than that,
Yeah.
I mean, they're looking very similar in terms of.
Similar players, yeah.
All
I
right.
I would say
Yeah.
MVP though,
Yeah.
or no
No.
Hall of
No.
Famer, not any club.
No. Like Philip Rivers, not a Hall of Famer. Matt Ryan, like these guys, yeah, we enjoyed watching them play on Sundays and like thought they were, you know, good.
Yeah,
But they're
they just weren't. They never
yeah.
got past it.
Royce Freeman signs with the Cowboys. I thought that was sort of interesting because Dobkins at the time was still available, Zeke was available, and Kareem Hunt was available. I think all 3 of those guys are better options than Royce Freeman, but that also kind of shows me that, and they're probably going to be drafting a guy that is going to be a day 1 starter potentially out of this draft with Benson out of Florida State or
What, that Brooks guy?
Texas, Jalen Brooks, I think. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
So like those
I
two.
mean, there's some value at the running back
Yeah.
because I don't think that people are like the running backs suck in this draft. I don't think that's true. I think there will be some day 1 starter guys.
Yeah, I think maybe that's the route Cowboys may be going.
Yeah.
With that
I
signing.
would if I was them.
We had some reinstatements into the league. Safety C.J. Moore from the Lions reinstated into the league after last year doing the gambling policy suspension. So he's currently a free agent. And then Isaiah Rodgers, the DB, currently with the Eagles, he's been reinstated. So the Eagles get a DB back, which I think Howie kind of knew that when he went and got him. But both were serving a suspension over the gambling policy. Andre Dillard has a new home. He is now in Green Bay, the tackle, Titans, former Titan and Eagle. The Falcons and Eagles tampering investigation is not going to get done before the draft. So it's whatever.
Bullshit.
So whatever comes out of those, it's going to be impacting next year's draft. Thought that was interesting why it's taking so long compared to the other, the Eagles one. I just find that one kind of funny.
Anything with Minnesota, man. Anything with Minnesota.
Speaking of the Lions signing extensions, Penei Sewell signs a 4-year, $112 million extension with the line, and $85 million guaranteed. One of the better.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
That's God, dude. The Lions are spending money, man.
Yeah. One of the better linemen in the league. Got him locked up for the next 4 years. A lot of guaranteed money. Reggie Bush is getting his 2005 Heisman back. Woo woo!
Damn right, dude.
The
Best running back in college football all time.
Yeah, the NCAA and all them finally are realizing, hey, we should stop punishing this guy when we're allowing it now. And it's 14 years too late because he gave it up in 2010. Too late. And then news for the Broncos. Broncos pick up Pat Surtain's 5th-year option. Could definitely still see him getting traded, maybe, potentially. I don't know. And then Zach Wilson is traded to the Broncos.
I forgot about that. Yeah. Are Broncos not taking a quarterback in the first round?
I don't think they
That
do
would be
it
the
now.
most Broncos things.
I don't think they do it now.
Okay. Hear me out. Is this Viking copium? Or would I rather have Sam Darnold 10 times over Zach Wilson?
I would probably take Sam Darnold over Zach Wilson. But I don't think at pick, unless they trade back to late in the first round, I don't think you draft a quarterback at, what are they? Are they before? They're after you pick 12?
Yeah, I think so it's shitty because it's us, the Raiders, and the Broncos, I think.
Yeah.
So I think
So
they're
I don't.
13.
So yeah, 12 or 13, whatever. I don't think you take a quarterback that high. As much as I like Nix and Penix Jr., don't think you go that high with them. I think unless the Broncos could trade back with maybe a team like the Bills trying to trade up for a wide receiver, or like the Eagles over in talks of trying to trade up to get a DB. Unless you can trade back maybe to make a more justifiable pick for one of those two guys. I think you hold off on a quarterback until the second or third round. You could go get a Spencer Rattler, or I feel like if you're gonna if he's worth trading for, he's worth playing, and like that's how I kind of view. If you're gonna go get a quarterback, and somewhat like especially trade for him,
Spencer Rattler feels like to me like he feels like someone in getting like Desmond Ritter. That makes sense. Like it just feels like it's like
yeah.
I don't know.
That's all the news I got, but I think if you're gonna trade for him, you might as well give him a chance. You could still draft a quarterback. There's still quarterback talent in the rest of the draft, but I think you have bigger needs on your team that you could build around Zach Wilson. And I mean, there's talks that Cortland Sutton could be traded now too. So we'll just see. I just don't know.
The Broncos really should just break down and rebuild because they always try to act like they're a quarterback away, but they're not. Like, if you can't win with Russell Wilson, I'm sorry to say it, like, Russell Wilson was not that bad. If you think that you wasted all those picks on Russell Wilson, you think that Russell Wilson's the fault, maybe you should start really reevaluating
your offensive line is trash. You want to know what this first round is full of? Great offensive linemen. If you really want to tank, just play Zach Wilson. His fucking morale and his confidence and shit is already destroyed from the Jets. Don't draft a young guy and then damage them even further. Just keep ruining Zach Wilson. I just think they just need to go get an offensive tackle at that pick. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
Bad betting. Our current last week's bad betting is still going on because the NBA playoffs are still going on. So don't have an update on that yet. But once we know, I will inform you guys on if it hits or not. So we're gonna do an NFL draft parlay. I did just first player picked at a certain position, but like ones that were worth touching because like first quarterback Caleb Williams was like minus 6,000, and then like some of those other ones like I just wasn't gonna touch. They were way too good. So we did first linebacker to get drafted. I have Edgerrin Cooper being the first linebacker off the board. This one's a toss-up, but I went with Terrion Arnold as the first DB off the board. And then the first defensive lineman or edge player off the board, Dallas Turner. So a 3-leg parlay that's at plus 1,200, just about 1,200, 1,248. So $10 pays you about $124. I think those are realistic. It's a solid parlay.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, the Terrion Arnold's a hard one for me because like I think Quentin Mitchell's like favored to go first, which is really surprising to me. And Cooper DeJean was number 3, so I went Terrion Arnold. I think he's the
kind of crazy.
Big talk there. All right. Moving on into UFL.
Should we talk about what you talked about earlier first? Just get NFL out of the way.
Oh, you want to get the okay? All right, yeah, we can do that. So for NFL, we're just gonna go over like top 10, like the top 10, just a brief quick over like what we think should happen in the top 10 or whatever, just top 10 potential picks, trades, anything like that, and then we're gonna talk about like players we would like to see our favorite teams get, just because why not? I don't know how in depth Marcus went, but like with me, I wrote down every pick we have and then like put guys that we potentially could get at that pick. But going with the top 10, I think everyone agrees at this point Caleb Williams is going to go number 1.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
And then I think the big toss-up right now is Drake May or Jaden Daniels at 2 to the Commanders. I got
JD.
Yeah, I've been leaning Jaden Daniels. Picks 3, 4, and 5 are like the ones that are just up in the air. Like nobody knows what's actually going to happen. Like, does a team trade with the Pats? Does a team trade with the Cardinals? Does a team trade with the Chargers? I've seen it all. I've heard it all. I've done it all in mock drafts. I realistically think that the Vikings find a way to trade into the top 5 without giving up pick number 23.
Interesting. I would be okay with that. But as long as we don't get,
You guys have
I think I'd be okay. I'd be okay giving up next year's first, but I can't give away 3 firsts, and I don't want to give away another first round pick this year, not having a second.
yeah,
So
like you guys have a lot of
I
draft
don't
capital.
know.
You guys have a lot of draft capital. You guys have players. Like that's the thing is like a lot of these mock drafts you can't do players. Like I could throw a player in there. Like it would make things so much easier. But yeah, I think that there's a way that the Vikings get into the top 5 without having to give up pick number 23. I think they were really hoping. I think they clearly were really hoping that they got a pick swap and got pick 8 from the Falcons, because 8 and 11, even though it's 3 spots, it's a huge significant difference, in terms of value.
It is, yeah. Top 10.
But yeah, I think there's some way, shape, or form. I don't know what they actually have to give up. I know it'll be this, pick 11, next year's first, maybe like a 4th, next year's 3rd, and like maybe a player or something. Like I tried it in a mock draft just of picks, and I had to give up like your first the Vikings' first 5 picks of this draft.
Fuck, man.
Not including 23 and the first round pick next year. So there was a lot of shit I had to give up to try to get a trade to go through, just so the Vikings could take the Patriots spot. So it'll be interesting to see. But I think
I don't want the Vikings to do that.
I don't want the Vikings to trade up either. I want them to stay put and draft Penix or Nix at 23 because they're gonna be there and they're gonna be available.
I don't know. It scares me because I could see it Raiders overdrafting him. I could see the Broncos overdrafting. After that, I don't see anyone else in the draft because quarterback's a weird thing because a lot of people usually have a quarterback that's good enough. But I feel like the Broncos and what about a team like the Jets who are getting old? Rodgers is old. What if they want to get their future and they go draft a quarterback? You just never know what's going to happen then.
Jets draft Jordan Travis. I'm calling it now.
I would love that. I think
not
that's
first
a great
round
spot.
clearly, but they're going to do it.
No. Here's the thing about Jordan Travis though. Jordan Travis, honestly, I like him more than a lot of the quarterbacks that are going in the top 5. If he didn't get injured, I'd probably want the Vikings to get Jordan Travis because I think he's really good. He was a big reason why Florida State went undefeated. So I think that he's good. I like Bo Nix. I like Penix. Okay, but I just don't know because I feel like you get outside of Jaden Daniels and begrudgingly he's talented. I will say it, but I don't like him. Caleb Williams. After that, everyone has a question mark. And what's his face? JJ McCarthy could be really good. He's a winner. He won a lot in Michigan, but that scares me. But then I'm well, he went to Michigan. Maybe he's Tom Brady. Who knows? Maybe he could be hopeful. And then what's his face? What's the one that was the consensus second? Now he's pushing to the 3rd.
Drake May.
Drake May. He's athletic as shit, but I don't know.
Yeah,
scary quarterbacks.
Yeah, picks 3 to 5 I think are the biggest interesting ones of what's going to happen because Vikings are going to trade with somebody, but then the Raiders and Broncos could try to trade up, but they don't have the same packages that they could offer those teams unless it was a receiver. If they're willing to trade Cam Sutton or they had Pat Surtain, you could trade those two, but why are you trading up for a quarterback and then getting rid of your other your arguably your best player on your team just to go get it just to be mediocre again?
Yeah.
I think the Vikings are the only team that has the true value to trade up again. they're gonna do it. I know it's bound to freaking happen. It's like
Yeah, there's it is 75% way that they trade up.
yeah,
Like they're going to because they're probably confident that they're going to get the Falcons' first round pick next year
hmm
or something. Because Kirk, it's a big deal. I mean, they cheated us out of possibly keeping Kirk, which I think the Viking organization got caught with their dicks in their hands because I think that they thought that Kirk Cousins was going to be there. I thought
well,
Kirk Cousins was
and
going to be there.
you have to please JJ. JJ is not signing a contract extension until he knows that quarterback situation.
No,
So you're put in a shell where you're gonna have to give up a bunch of draft capital, maybe even a player, just to move up and get a question at quarterback on if they're gonna be able to, be good or not. Um,
yeah,
I would, I would just hold off. I think the Falcons, because they're at number 8, I think the Falcons are gonna take Dallas Turner. I think we're gonna get one defensive player in the top 10, and it's gonna be Dallas Turner. I don't see any other defensive player. Maybe Latu, the edge from UCLA, but like,
what would you do if they just took Romeo Duzier or something
oh,
like that?
dude, I would be like, what the hell? But like the Bears, there's talks that they're gonna take a Dunze, which I'm like, I get, but
They don't. Where's their next pick at? I thought their
9.
next pick was later.
Bears have 9.
Oh shit! I didn't. I guess I didn't realize they had 2 in the top 10. I don't know why I didn't think about that, but
Because they have their own and they
Dunze.
have the Panthers.
I was talking to. I know it's a little off topic, but fuck it. It's the day before. Who cares? Um. I was talking to Jacob Thompson about the wide receivers. I think that it goes obviously Marvin Harrison Jr. and honestly Malik Neighbors. I think is actually closer to Marvin Harrison Jr. than people talk about. But I think it's a talented draft class. But after that, I think it drops off like a fucking motherfucker. Because I think Dunze is good, but I just don't think he's
Yeah,
that in
yeah,
that
I
caliber.
would. Yeah, it's those two, a Dunze, and then there's
Why would okay? Why
Brian
would the Bears
Thompson Jr. from LSU. I mean, like,
I don't think that that's the right pick for the Bears at 9 because they have DJ Moore and they also have
Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen. Thank you. They have
And
Keenan Allen. Plus
this
they have like
this draft is deep enough at wide receiver. You could go get a younger guy for
yeah,
cheaper, and go get yourself.
like the Texas guy that broke the record. He might go in the second round. The Bears have the first pick in the second round. They could grab that. Like,
Yeah.
no, they don't have the first pick in the second round, do they?
I
They're
don't,
probably the
I
ninth
don't,
pick in the
I don't
second
know
round.
what the
because
second
the
round.
first pick was the
But
Panthers.
like, yeah, I'm interested to see picks 3 to 5 are I think the biggest question mark of what's going on, and then everything else is just kind of like whatever. Like, I think the Chargers, if they don't trade, they'll draft an offensive tackle just because that's how Harbaugh is. He wants to run the ball. You're gonna want to protect Herbert. The Giants, that's a question mark because you need a number 1.
No quarterback.
Yeah, no quarterback. But like, your offensive line has been bad. You lost some defensive pieces, but I think you have to go best available at that point and go get a true number 1 wide receiver and go get Malik Neighbors or Marvin Harrison, whatever, vice versa, whoever's available.
It's gonna be Malik. Marvin Harrison won't be there, I don't think.
Titans are going to draft the next best tackle besides Joe Alt.
You think that they're not going to draft a quarterback? Like you think that they're not? Really? I feel like it's 50-50 to me.
You think?
I mean, what's his face did show some promise. I can't think of his name right now. I always forget his name. Will Levis.
Mayonnaise and the coffee man.
Mayonnaise coffee man. Basically the last year's version of the Battlehawks Kaka, AJ McCarron's girlfriend, because that's all they talked about is Will Levis's girlfriend the whole time. But Will Levis is okay. I don't know. New coach, new regime. Maybe they don't think that he's the guy. I don't think he's the guy. I don't think that he'll do anything for him. So I would probably go quarterback. But they have a lot of holes. I mean, that team's rebuilding, so maybe
Mhm.
wait on the quarterback and maybe you can get a free agent guy or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. I just don't think they should be taking a quarterback at this point. Go get
I
in.
feel like a team to me that would be getting Dak Prescott next year. I just say I call it before, but it just seems like that's a team that would.
Too early
Well,
to predict. Like they do the Super Bowl right after the Super Bowl. We're doing Dak Prescott to the to
yeah,
to the
so like
Titans
Dak
before.
or Dak Prescott, we'll give him $55 million a year. Screw it, we're just that team. So that's what the Titans feel like to me. But go on, sorry, I'm
No, you're
stopping you a
good.
lot.
So for our favorite teams, as everybody knows, I'm a Vikings fan and Marcus is an Eagles fan. We're just flip flop. No,
Yeah, we're very big,
yeah.
very big Eagles fan. Caca.
So I don't know how you did it with like. Did you just do like players you'd like to see the Vikings grab, or did you do like by round or like?
Position. So like I'm just doing first round. I didn't know if you were doing
Mm,
the whole draft, but since we have two picks, because we're that good. But um, pending that the Vikings don't trade up, I would like us to take a DB. I kinda have a hard on for white DBs because Harrison Smith worked out so good. So I would love to have Cooper DeJean at pick 11. It'd be cool. Another Iowa guy. He's really good. He's a good special teams player. And with the kickoff rule changing, maybe we need that. We didn't. I don't know. The Vikings have this one guy that's kind of fast, but that actually Iowa State running
yeah,
back.
yeah. I
Ngakwe. He's okay, but I don't know. I feel like we need to go DB. We could also go D lineman. I don't know who's going to be available there, but around there. But a D lineman at some sort. I feel like linebacker were decent. Um,
dude, there'd be
Safeties were pretty good, but we need a corner, slot corner, something to fit in there.
around
I
pick
mean, we could also honestly go
around
ahead.
pick 11, depending on what you want for D line. You could get like Latu, the edge.
I like Latu.
Yeah,
That'd be cool to have. He'd be good, but the thing is, we have Van Grinkle, who was really freaking good for the Dolphins last year, and that was a good signing by the Vikings. I
yes.
really think that we have Cashman, and then we also have gosh, what is that other guy that we drafted last year? But we have a decent interior linebackers, and we also have the guy that we traded for the Texans. I can't think of his name right now, but he had like 11 sacks last year. So I think linebackers, like our pass rushers, are good. We need just solid like run stopping defensive ends, defensive tackles, stuff like that, because that's where we're really weak. But defense, honestly, defense is looking decent for the Vikings. We just need another corner, and I feel like maybe we can add an interior lineman. We are kind of weak at that, but like our tackles are solid. Brian O'Neill's really good. Christian Darrisaw might be one of the most underrated tackles in the league right now. And then Garrett Bradbury, I'm like, we spent a first round pick on him, but he's like the epitome of average. But we could do a lot of stuff. Shoot, it'd be too early. We would never do it because there's no one like that. But we do need a running back too. So, oh no, we don't need a running back. We have Aaron Jones, but
He's
I just
older.
feel
I
like
mean, you guys,
honestly,
you guys, you I bet the Vikings draft a running back in like the 6th round. Like it's going to be like a late pick because like
you think
you,
they'll work out.
you have Aaron Jones, you have that who was it uh Ty
Yeah, no,
Chandler or whatever.
Ty Chandler, yeah,
Yeah,
Ty
like he
Chandler.
was
So we
decent.
we could
Like
use that because Aaron Jones is 30, so I think he'll be good. Honestly, would you hate it if the Vikings took another receiver at 11? Would
no,
you hate it though? Because I
no,
kind of wouldn't. Because I'm like, that's like the JJ ticket. Like if Dunze like made it to 11, like that dude kind of reminds me of Larry Fitzgerald. So
and you have Addison. Yeah, I agree. I do think that you guys need to go DB at least with one of those picks. It doesn't like
yeah,
preferably 11 is going to get you the better of all of the deep. Like
Oh yeah.
You guys potentially would be taking the first DB off the board. While
Honestly, at 23 though, if we kept 23, Kool-Aid looks like he'll be there,
yeah,
and
oh
he's
yeah,
decent. Like
yeah,
I wouldn't hate having Kool-Aid on my team.
yeah. The
So
question
like
is,
it's
would
like
you rather have Taron Arnold, Nate Wiggins, or Cooper DeJean, or Kool Aid? Later. Like that's the.
I don't know. With a name like Kool-Aid, dude, you can't beat it.
Like for me, at 22, I have Jared Versay for edge,
Mm-hmm.
but Nate Wiggins and Cooper DeJean. If they're there at 22, I will be shocked, but I would fucking love them to be there at 22.
You're getting Kool-Aid, bro. You're getting Kool-Aid for sure.
But then, like, we have picks 50 and 53, so, like, it's the same thing for me here. Edgerrin Cooper for both picks, Darius Robinson, edge. Like, Edgerrin Cooper is the best linebacker in the draft, and I know the Eagles want him. So they're going to...
You guys need linebacker help, too.
Well, I mean, we just signed the former Bucks guy, Devin White.
Devin.
Like, we have Nolan Smith. Like, last year was, like, clearly, yeah, we need it. But we dealt with injuries. We had, like, I mean, we had to go and sign, like, Zach Cunningham was good for us until he got hurt. And then when he came back, he was terrible. But, like, we had to
He was a decent linebacker in the NFL, too.
Yeah.
He played for the Titans, didn't he?
Then we had, Shaq Leonard.
Or what's
Shaq
his
Leonard.
fucking name, dude? You had Shaq Leonard, but you had Shaq Leonard did not work out, but
No.
you had and he was like elite for a couple years, but you had the guy from the Dolphins that went to UCLA because he went with Anthony Barnett Kendricks. What's his name? That went to the Steelers. He retired and went to the Steelers.
I don't know.
He was there. He retired preseason. You know who he is. You know who he is. You're gonna be like, oh, I'm dumb. I know who he is. He went to UCLA. Mac. Maybe it's not Mac. Fuck. What is his name? God, dude. Offseason Marcus. It's terrible. I don't know these people's names. You would think I'd know it. I'm part of a podcast, but
Eagles
not
linebackers 2023.
it's not gonna show him. Look up the Jags linebacker 2022.
You just said
Yeah, he retired for you guys before, and then he came and played for the Steelers last year. You're gonna be like, oh, I don't know why I didn't think about him. I'm telling you that right now. You can tell me once I'm right because I know I'm right.
Steelers linebackers 2023. Quan Alexander?
No, Skinny.
Oh,
no.
Miles Jack. Okay.
Miles Jack.
Yeah.
Yes, Miles Jack.
Miles Jack. Yeah.
There we go. Who I wanted the Vikings to draft him once he was a rookie because it was like Anthony Barr, Eric Kendricks, and Miles Jack. That'd be so cool to have nothing but UCLA linebackers. But Mike Zimmer broke my dreams that year.
If this guy's available at 50-53, I want the Eagles to go get him. Xavier Leggett out of South Carolina, the wide receiver. I think he's going to be fucking good. I don't think he'll be available, but if he is, that'd be nice. Then 120, I have like Blake Fisher, the offensive tackle from Notre Dame, and Jalen Ford, the linebacker.
You're the whole draft.
Yeah,
You're crazy.
Jalen Ford, the linebacker from Texas, another linebacker. We could use a safety, maybe, I guess. Go get, like, Evan Williams and, like, we have picks 171 and 172, so I don't know if we'll keep these back-to-back picks. We might try to trade them. But, like, Keith Randolph Jr. from Illinois, the defensive tackle, we love our defensive line, and we just lost Fletcher Cox. So.
That's what you need. That's what you need, another one.
Yeah. But... yeah, and then, like, I think our last pick, we go and draft a tight end.
Yeah, probably. Knowing you guys, probably. You guys are in a perfect position where you guys don't have very many needs, though, either.
No. It's just, we have, like, age. Age and certain things are going to hit us. Like, Lane Johnson's older.
Yeah, he is older.
He's Darius Slay and Bradbury older. Like
Older, yeah.
this is the time to go get those positions in youth. Like Blake Fisher at offensive tackle, great. Learn under Lane Johnson. Learn under Malata. Like once Lane retires here in the next couple of years, he can
the best singer in the NFL.
Arguably, man. He's got a voice.
Probably is.
Yeah, I listen to their stuff all the time.
At 23, I want the Vikings to at least get a quarterback. I would be okay with Bo Nix or Michael Penix Jr. But honestly, I kind of like it's bad. It'd be the fuck JJ route, but I'm kind of okay. Like if we don't get a quarterback, it'd be kind of cool to see if Sam Darnold has it.
What if he?
I don't know.
What if he pulls a Baker Mayfield and has a redemption tour and blows?
Why can't he?
I mean, not blows up, but he throws 27 touchdowns, has let's say 10 interceptions, and you guys.
I won a bet on Baker last year because I bet that he would throw for over 3,000 yards and have over 25 touchdowns, and he did. Baker Mayfield won. He didn't win me any money, but it was a gentleman's bet. But he made me look smart.
I am so excited for this draft. I think this is going to be the first draft that I'm actually going to watch every day of rigorously. One, kind of have to with the podcast, but it is going to be on.
Don't have to.
No, I'm going to. I'm going to watch it. Did you? Oh, dude. Speaking of this, I am a huge Sketch fan. I watch all of his shit now. What's up, brother? What's up, brother?
Yeah, that. Oh my gosh, dude! That weird dude.
He is officially announcing one of the Texans picks. I don't know which one, but they announced that he is going to announce one of the Texans picks. I hope.
I watched a guy talk about how to talk like him, and he said you have to talk like Donald Trump. You have to have Donald Trump's mannerisms, but have the Morty voice. He said if you could put them both together,
it's the cadence. It's the Donald Trump cadence.
Oh, he has that.
He uses the.
We have the best.
Yeah, but then he there's a video where he explains it. It's like you say something, but then if you can't think of something else to say, you just kind of repeat what you just said. So we have the best. Some say the very, like that type of cadence.
That's what he does?
Yeah, that's what he does. And then
the Vikings were the best. Some would say the very best in the league. Some would not, but they'd be wrong.
Skyler just sent a thing. He was on Theo Vaughn's podcast. So I got to listen to that because I want to see how that goes. Because it's all what's his video streaming and shit personality completely different than his off the screen. His voice, everything. He's a normal person. Doesn't it? I just love it, dude. I love his fucking one-liners. Pressure makes diamonds, and I love pressure. Oh my god, dude. They do he does the dating, a live stream, a Zoom dating thing, and just if there was one place you take me for, where would you take me? And the girl says Hawaii, out of country. He's where would you take me out of country? She says Hawaii. And he's that's not out of country. Oh man,
hey,
so funny.
It's over oceans. Close enough.
I was showing Courtney his videos. I don't think she appreciated them as much as I do.
Terrible, Courtney. Start watching them. I actually do not watch Sketch. I don't know a lot about him. I just saw a video of someone talking about how he talks.
All because of how much I fucking watch his shorts and shit. That's all I see now. So that and golf. So it's a fun time when I have to watch the shorts. But all right.
I am going golfing Friday though.
Yeah, you are finally. We're going to a par 3, so does it really count? I mean, yeah.
It counts for me. It counts for me.
Are you actually going to try and play, or are you just going to fucking hit your driver the whole time and probably kill somebody?
I will try to play. I will actually try. Here's the thing, Skinny. I told you from day one, I do not like golfing because I feel like once you golf, it's the epitome of I'm done being an athlete. And I don't want to be done being an athlete.
I golf, I play men's league basketball, and I play flag football. And I exercise still. I don't know what you're talking about. You just have to be like super like every sport you do you have to be competitive with. Like imagine coming to the golf course with me, Alonzo, and Bo just to fucking fuck around, drink some beers, hit golf balls, and just
That's not a competitive group. Though.
but you don't need exactly. You don't need to be competitive. Just fucking lay back, chill out.
I can't do it, Skinny. I can't do it.
That's why you can't golf because you suck so much at it. You're competitive. You
No,
you don't like losing.
Skinny, you know damn well. If I wanted to be good at golf, I could be good at golf.
No, I don't think so.
I don't want to be good at golf.
I don't think
because
so.
you know what I'm good at. I'd rather be good at catching footballs and drinking beers.
Yeah, I don't think you could be good at both, but I don't think you'll be good at golf ever. So that's fine. All right, moving on.
Don't you do that to me because you know that's how I work. You son of a bitch.
Nah,
you know that I will try to prove you wrong.
You're never gonna
do it.
You're never gonna be good at golf, so it's all right. It's all right. Just
You're
think about it.
fucking
Just
bad.
think about it. Alonzo will be better. Alonzo is better at golf than you are. Like Alonzo.
That's okay.
Oh, is that okay?
Don't you do that.
All right.
That's okay.
I'm gonna
Don't
make
you do
sure
that to
your
me.
Christmas presents and everything every year remind you that Alonzo's better than you at a sport.
You're a bastard. Alonso's a great athlete. Some would say the best athlete. I heard he beat you in golf. That's what all I heard.
Yeah, maybe once.
That's what I heard.
You want
I heard he beat you in golf.
ask him how our last round went. I kicked his ass. Yeah. And it was a course I never played on before, and they had, so
Calling out one of our fans, terrible.
just terrible. Yeah, he's better than you, so just remember that.
He's the best. He's the best.
All right, moving on to UFL. We have the St. Louis Battlehawks 32-17, and then against the Showboats, who scored 17. I was able to watch every game this week. I
thought you didn't watch the Battlehawks this week.
No, I watched all of them. No, last week I didn't watch them all. This week I did. Last week I didn't.
Was this the week that the...
This was week
This
4.
was the week that the... Yeah, this was the week that the fucking... Case Cookus got fucked up, though, by the Battlehawks defensive lineman, or was it not this week? I can't remember.
That was last week.
Oh, it was. I watched this week, but I can't remember.
This week, Battlehawks played the Showboats. Remember, we're gonna start coming up with a different name for the Showboats because you call them the Steamboats, and it's just not a good name.
The Steamboats, the dirty Steamboats, were over there. Battlehawks kicked their ass. AJ McCarron's the best quarterback, but he did throw a fucking pick, which pissed me off.
But Jacob Saylor's running back had 103 yards, averaged 6.9 yards a carry. The Battlehawks were 4 for 4 in the red zone with touchdowns. Didn't kick a field goal.
Yeah.
Didn't have a stop.
What's his face was really good. That wide receiver that was like hurt. What's his name? I got it down here. Don't worry. I'm not even gonna say that. Jay Pearson, because I'm not gonna pronounce that first name because I cannot pronounce that. Went off, dude. He was really good. Like he. The thing about the Battlehawks is, I think we have 3 number 1 receivers in the UFL right now.
I think every single one of our receivers is like good enough to be like a number 1.
That's what I mean.
They're so deep.
Butler,
like
Pearson, yeah.
Aitman,
and then
Aitman, Shepard, Butler, Pearson,
Butler, We have so much talent, and then honestly, what's his face? Our tight end. What is his fucking name, dude? The one that AJ McCarron was yelling at. He was like, Jake. Is it like Sutherland or something like that? Jake, don't reach the ball out. Just run. But he's good too.
Yeah, Jake Sutherland. Yep.
Yeah, and then Sailors is like the leading rusher in the UFL right now. Granted, he did have that big run, but still, he's been running good, dude. I really thought that Wayne Gallman was going to be our guy just because he was someone that actually started in the NFL, but you know, Jacob Sailors he's legit.
Yeah, no, I agree. The other piece I have of that is we held or I say we, but again, we're Battlehawks fans.
No, it's
Um,
it's we,
yeah,
it's we.
we we held the Showboats to 92 total passing yards.
Yeah, and and Cookus was like, no, that wasn't Cookus. Wasn't he was a top? Was it him or was it the guy for the? It might have been the guy for the Brahmas that got hurt. Was the leading passer for a while in touchdowns. I don't think Cookus was. Maybe he wasn't.
Yeah, Cookus is the Brahmas.
No, Cookus is Chase Cookus is the Showboats guy.
Oh, yeah,
It
okay.
was the other guy.
Yeah.
But one of them was leading in touchdowns. I think we hurt the guy that was leading in touchdowns. But
Next game, the kind of shocked by this, but I guess Stallions defeat the Defenders 20-18. We both had the Stallions winning that one, and Stallions are good. That's the problem. The Stallions
we
are
had
good.
we both had the Stallions beating them.
No, we had the Defenders winning.
Oh, that's what I thought. I was about to say we went 2-2 last week, didn't we?
No, we went 1-3.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
Dude, you
But-
should not have posted a video of us being the best. Dude. Oh god!
I was going to talk about that
God.
later, but yeah, we talk. Hey, we're still up on the season. I mean, come on, think about it. There's guys that get paid to do NFL bets and make pick'ems, and they're trash. So like, it's fine. We're still the best. It's
Oh,
okay.
God.
The
Thank you.
Stallions started Matt Corral at quarterback, went off and had 240 yards passing, one touchdown, and had a 65.5% completion percentage.
Yeah, Matt Corral played in the NFL. Started a couple games. Jordan did good too.
Yeah.
He went, what did he go? 12 for 22, 161 yards and two touchdowns. That was a close game too. I feel like honestly, I feel like the Stallions are good, but I don't feel like they're leagues ahead of anyone else in the league.
No,
It's closer than
their
people think.
their defense is really good. They have guys that can get to the passer very well.
Yeah.
And get the pressure and sacks. But other than that, I mean, I think the Battlehawks defeat them week 7. We don't play them until week 7, so. But I think that the Defenders, they didn't have really much going for them besides Kelvin Harmon, their wide receiver. He had 5 catches, 93 yards, and 1 touchdown. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it was a good game. I just felt like the Defenders had their opportunities to score and take over, but like I said, the Stallions defense, like that is probably the best defense in the UFL, and they're tough. They really are.
Yeah. And honestly, no one has the feeling of the Battlehawks. I feel like the Battlehawks games are exciting. Like everyone else is kind of like, eh. And maybe that's just because I'm a Battlehawks fan, but I just feel like the Battlehawks are just way more exciting than a lot of the other teams. I didn't know that the Stallions had Amari Rogers, which is kind of cool. He played for the Packers for a little while.
Yeah.
And he had a good game too, 4 catches, 82 yards, and a touchdown. So I don't know. The Stallions are probably the best team in the UFL right now. So
Yeah, and the Battlehawks play them in Alabama
week 7.
Week 7. They
Oh, really?
Yeah, they play away. So, but they're not like the St. Louis Battlehawks with attendance. I ain't worried.
No, they don't got the Kakas, dude. You want to go to the next one?
Yeah. Next game, the Brahmas defeat the Panthers 19-9. Which this one was a shocker, just because the Brahmas had quarterback injuries, had random guys come in. Their quarterback Quentin Dorbindy had 269 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and 2 of their receivers went over 100 yards receiving. So I was very shocked by that. I thought the Panthers had looked good at times. I thought they were the better team, especially with their starting quarterback getting hurt for the Brahmas last week. But nope, clearly not. It did not turn
Did,
out
he,
well.
did EJ Perry get hurt then? I did not watch this game, but he led them in rushing, but then he didn't lead them in passing. So
Yeah, I
I
think
thought
so.
possibly he got hurt. Yeah, look
Yeah,
it up
I
then.
haven't looked to see what exactly like what they declared it as. Let's see here.
Because he was the leading rusher in touchdowns or rushing. I can't remember.
Touchdowns, rushing
But he
touchdowns.
rushing touchdown. He was good. I mean, he was a dual threat guy. He was really good. But 4 for 48 is not bad for a quarterback.
Yeah.
It's 10.9.
Okay, so the news is the injury is more severe than expected, but what is the injury? It's a hamstring injury, but it doesn't say. I'm not seeing anything.
So he must have pulled it or something. But he was
Yeah.
good. But yeah, he got hurt, which I think did determine the winner of this game because he was one of the top three quarterbacks I think in UFL right now.
He was the dual threat guy. Like he was going to rely more on his
Yeah.
legs to beat you, but he'd been kind of doing it. They started the Panthers team as a whole over the last couple of weeks has started to look better.
Hmm.
And gelling. So yeah, again, you lose your starting quarterback coming into a game. You don't think they're going to do good, and then the starting quarterback for the team that you think is going to win gets hurt, and everything kind of becomes a shit show and goes out the door.
Yeah.
And then the last game of the week was the Roughnecks defeated the Renegades 17-9. So the last two games to me
Surprising.
were
Surprising.
like, yeah, the last two games for me were kind of like nothing good or crazy happened. Like the Battlehawk Showboats
No.
game, high scoring, like people were going over
That was
100
a good
yards.
game.
Like things like that, like the Stallions 20-18, very close, like, back and forth game, those type of things. But these two games were just like, like it
Boring.
was like, yeah, it was very
Yeah.
boring football to watch. Like the Renegades had 40 total rushing yards all game. And then, like, for
Mhm.
the Roughnecks, the greatest thing for them was their quarterback, Reed Sinnett, had 191 yards and one touchdown. Like, no player was really doing anything. Like, like
Crazy.
nothing. Yeah, it
The
was.
leading rusher for the Renegades, Letty Brown. Do you know the stat number of what he went for?
Well, with 40 total rushing yards, probably had like 12 yards.
8 for 17. So you picked the under for sure, because yeah, I don't know. That's just crazy bad for that. The run game in the UFL, they do not have running back talent for some reason.
Well, it's inconsistent. It's one week you get
So
100, you get
inconsistent.
100 plus yards. The next week you get 30 yards. Like,
I don't get that either because you would think that running the ball would be easier for a team to do than passing the ball,
but
especially in
I,
a league like that.
but I
They've
think
just
I
struggled with
think
it.
the wide receiver talent excels because you have to think about it. Think about skill positions, especially at wide receivers. You have guys are
Played in the NFL
that played in the
at
NFL
some
are
degree.
borderline could be a wide receiver 5, right? Like very close or offensive linemen. These guys, think about it. There's usually 4. You run 3 to 4 deep, those type of things. Like these guys are guys that are either ex NFL, practice squad player type things. Where some of them started in the NFL. I think like there's one guy
Playing
who had like
around those
15
guys.
starts, but like most of these guys that are playing have probably never sniffed the NFL. So you think about like in Madden, you think a guy that's a third string rating is a 65 overall, or lower. These guys are well below that,
Like
like
99. Yeah.
yeah. So in terms of like that, and then you got like guys like Vic Beasley, Taco Charlton. Like I would say, like these defensive guys that have played in the league. Reuben Foster hasn't been great, even though he was our defensive player of the year. Has not
Mick
been.
Beasley was at one point like a 90 overall. Like
Vic Beasley at one point could have been the Super Bowl MVP if the
yeah,
Falcons knew how to fucking not lose a game.
run the ball. Yeah.
But yeah, like I just think the offensive lineman talent isn't as good as compared to skill positions where, in terms of what you're getting, offensive lineman, they could be good,
that's
but
probably fair.
your bottom of the barrel, your bottom of the barrel offensive linemen, but your wide receivers are guys that could go be on an NFL roster at some extent, while these guys on offensive line are guys that are probably never going to see the NFL ever again, or haven't even gotten close or haven't made it to the NFL yet because of how tough it is to be an offensive lineman in the actual league.
Yeah, that's probably a fair statement. I would agree with.
Yeah, I guess there's probably a better way to explain that with less words, but that's what's coming to my mind. Lastly, our pick'ems. Last week was a down week, but don't worry, we're still up. We both went 1-3. We both are currently 9-7 all time. So this week we have the 4 games. We have
Wait. Did the Giants win a Super Bowl at 9-7, 2008?
yeah, pulled the upset against one of the greatest teams
Patriots.
of all time.
That's all I know. That's all I know.
This is a bounce back week. Don't you worry. So we have the San Antonio Brahmas. So Saturday games are both at 7 p.m., which is weird to me, but whatever, I guess. So both games are 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The first one we have is San Antonio Brahmas against the Arlington Renegades.
Give me the Brahmas. Fuck the Renegades. They fucked me over last week. They're probably going to fuck me over this week and win. So
yeah,
give me the Brahmas.
I think the Renegades are the only team that haven't won yet, but
they are.
I think they're going to continue to lose. The Brahmas last week looked pretty decent with their backup quarterback coming in who almost threw for 300 yards. So I'm going to go with the Brahmas and continue that train. The other 7 o'clock Eastern Time game, we have the Birmingham Stallions against the Houston Roughnecks. In Houston.
Give me the Stallions. I'm not going to bet against the Stallions again 2 weeks in a row. The Roughnecks, I think they're the bottom 2 teams with the Renegades, and obviously we had the Toilet Bowl last week on the Sunday game for some reason, but give me the Stallions because they're a better team.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Stallions. I think the only time that they're going to lose a game is against the Battlehawks, the Defenders, or that's it. So, I think the Stallions are a heavy favorite. They won the USFL last year, and they're still favored to win the UFL now. So the only time that I think they'll have a real competition is against the Defenders and Battlehawks. So we're going to keep the Stallions going there. Next 2 games are on Sunday. We have a 12 o'clock Eastern game and a 3 o'clock Eastern game. That 12 o'clock game is the St. Louis Battlehawks versus the DC Defenders in Washington, D.C.
Dude. Give me the Battlehawks.
Yeah.
AJ McCarron is by far the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah, he's going to show Jordan Teamu how it is to be a real quarterback for the Battlehawks.
Yeah.
And be like, I'm solidifying myself as the best ever for the Battlehawks, while you're just going
to the throwing Simone was better once he was a Battlehawk. He's not that good now, so screw him.
And then
go back to DC.
And then the April 28th, 3 p.m. game, we have the Michigan Panthers playing the Memphis Showboats in Memphis, Tennessee.
I messed this one up because I put the Roughnecks on twice. I guess I don't know why I put the Roughnecks against Panthers, but what is the record of the Showboats? It doesn't matter because I'm taking the Panthers.
Taking the Panthers even with their quarterback injury?
I guess so. We'll have to switch it up. We can't have the same.
The Panthers are 2-2, and the Showboats are 1-3.
I'm taking the Panthers.
All right. Well,
you taking the Showboats?
Yeah, I'm taking the Showboats.
Good. Finally, we disagree.
Yeah, I'm taking the showboats. But all right,
Watch
bounce back week.
now they'll tie.
Bounce back. Oh gosh,
Now
bounce
they'll
back
tie.
week. Well, both of us will at least go hopefully 2-2. You know, whatever. Blah blah blah. With that, again, follow us on the X, Insta, Facebook, YouTube,
Yep.
Spotify.
Spotify,
Yeah.
Apple,
No,
Apple.
no Apple. No Apple.
No Apple. Screw
No,
Apple. We
yeah.
hate Apple.
No, Apple hates us. It wouldn't let me do it, so I just haven't done it.
Wow.
And again, reminder, watch party tonight, 6:50, 6:55 Central Time, 7 o'clock Central Time for the draft. We'll be on all night. If you want to come in, go out, whatever. We'll be doing the watch party. We'll be drinking, a lot of fun drinking game there.
Gosh.
People will be joining in and out of us on the Discord. If you know us personally and want to join the Discord, because why not? Let us know. We'll send you the invite, and whatever. The more the merrier. If you
Feel
want
free to join. It'll be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, I'll
we'll
send you the
we'll get her done.
But with that, thanks for tuning in today.
Like and subscribe.